Hey guys, as promised, here is my Gosick anime review on episode 1. There's a lot to cover, so let's get right down to it. Our story takes place in the year 1924 in a small country known as Saubure. And it's a really small country in Europe. Our main character, he ends up transferring to a prestigious school from Japan, St. Margaret Academy. That's the name of the school. And upon getting there, his classmates, they don't really treat him nice. They call him the Dark Reaper because he has like black hair and black eyes, I guess. And there aren't too many Japanese people there, so he stands out. He really does. Doesn't have any friends yet, apparently. Until he meets this girl. Her name is Victorique, and she's really smart. When he first meets her, after climbing up all these stairs in this library, yeah, he's freaked out because he thought she was a doll, a life-size doll. And then she moves. That totally got him off guard. And yeah, she's like a Sherlock Holmes. This inspector guy named Greville, he comes to her and she solves this case like nothing. She didn't have to go to the scene of the crime. The case involved a fortune teller named Roxanne. And yeah, she was known for doing rituals. She had like a rabbit ritual where she would feed rabbits to a dog or something. More on that later. They call them hares in this anime. I'm just gonna go with rabbits because it's the same thing pretty much. So yeah, there's more to that rabbit ritual in my opinion. But yeah, Victorique figures out that the one that kills the fortune teller was her Arabic maid. We don't know yet what her real motive is. All she says when she's interrogated is that she was getting revenge. I think, yeah, it was revenge of the box. That's what she says. That Roxanne dying was revenge of the box. But yeah, how was she captured? Well, yeah, Victorique really outdid the inspector. The inspector would have blamed the manservant, the Indian manservant, if it wasn't for her. Yeah, she figured out that Roxanne was shot in the eye through the keyhole of her bedroom. How did she end up getting so close to the door? Well, the maid actually fired a shot, and that scared her. And then the maid tricked her into getting close to the door by yelling in Arabic, "Get away from the window in the fortune teller's bedroom." So she ends up getting close to the door, looking through the keyhole, getting shot in the eye. Pretty much. And yeah, Inspector takes credit for everything, solving the case. Kazuya doesn't like it. And next thing you know, yeah, he ends up getting permission for Victory to leave the library, because apparently she's like a prisoner in the library for some reason. And yeah, they're all going on a yacht now that the inspector kind of was given as a reward from the fortune teller's daughter. And yeah, they were all gonna board it actually. All three of them were gonna board that yacht. But then the inspectors notified that the Arabic maid escaped the authorities. Huh. She's pretty crafty from the looks of it. And yeah, they end up going into the yacht anyway. Victorique and Kazuya, they end up going into the yacht. Inside they find an invitation that was intended for Roxanne, but now they're going in her place to this ship called the Queenberry, and yeah, the invitation states that hair is the main dish. And another thing that was interesting about the invitation, yeah, it kind of labeled the whole thing as the miniature garden box evening box. Now, if I recall at the beginning of this anime, the ritual involves some hairs in a box being set out to sea. If I recall, 11 hairs. Kind of brings up some questions. The first, I think, is the most obvious. Why would the maid go out of her way to avenge rabbits? Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't go to such extremes to avenge rabbits. Yeah. And another thing, the whole thing seems like a trap because the invitation doesn't even have, like, it doesn't say who sent it. So, yeah, that's another thing that seems really fishy. Let's say the whole thing turns out to be a trap, because I have a pretty good feeling it's a trap. Yeah. I mean, if the maid wanted Roxanne dead, who's to say? Maybe someone else would want her dead, you know? And they don't know that she's dead yet. Those are just some theories that I'm throwing out there. And yeah, hair is the main dish. Yeah, miniature garden box party. I'm just like trying to piece it all together as I do this review. I'm really winging it right now, trying to figure this out. I'm just like, you know, thinking this through. I think there's more to the whole ritual, the 11 hair ritual. I think there's more to it than meets the eye. If it is a trap, what if the people on board the ship aren't hairs? I think that's a crazy theory, but yeah, if it is a trap, you know, traps are usually intended for animals in the wild, you know, like hares, rabbits. So if they're falling into a trap, maybe they are the rabbits, you know. And yeah, this episode brought up a lot of other questions, like I mentioned before, Victorique being in the library, like as a prisoner. Why is she a prisoner? And yeah, a couple other things. The significance of the necklace that she wears. She seems really protective of that necklace. I think it has some sentimental value to her. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah, and Revenge of the Box. Like I mentioned before, maybe Revenge of the Box. If people in this case are the hares, what if in that other ritual, yeah, what if people were involved and not hares? Because I wouldn't avenge hares. I wouldn't go so far as to kill someone. Yeah, so maybe the maid was avenging someone or more than one person. Maybe she was avenging more than one person. Yeah, maybe that fortune teller did something very bad, and that's why she did what she did. Anyways, guys, what do you think about this review? Comment, tell me your thoughts. Do you have your own theories for those of you who haven't seen this anime, and those of you who have? Am I warm, cold? But don't spoil it. Just tell me warm, cold, you know. So anyways, guys,
Omega Dark Mage signing out.